Good afternoon to you. I'm Jeff Hogan.
And I'm Renee Chu. Thanks so much for joining us. More than 194 people are now confirmed dead from Hurricane Helene, making it the deadliest hurricane since Katrina to hit the U.S. mainland. More than 600 people are still unaccounted for. Power crews are making significant progress. Right now, less than 300,000 customers remain without power in our state. This afternoon, Governor Roy Cooper will get a look at the damage and relief operations in the Boone area. Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson will also be in the mountains, meeting with local leaders about recovery efforts.
Buncombe County is one of the hardest hit areas, and that is where we find WRAL's Monica Casey at a food giveaway. You just mentioned there, Monica, in Asheville. It's a huge line already starting behind you.
Yeah, Jeff, there is so much need here. Earth Fare plans to feed between 8,000 and 9,000 people in this parking lot today. You can take a look at just how long that line is. They say this is the first of many food giveaways they have planned. Drone 5 flew over this line just a couple minutes ago to show you just how big it is. We are hearing harrowing stories from people about how they evacuated their homes and in some cases saved the lives of their neighbors, helping them get to higher ground. Trevor Smith tells me while he was able to help his elderly neighbors when evacuating, he came across others who could not be saved in time.
We found a poor woman who didn't make it, and at that very moment, by chance, helicopters were flying overhead, and they lowered a gentleman down to check on our safety, mark her location.
We've been traveling around this area as best we can this morning. We were down in Polk County in the town of Tryon earlier today. Parts of 176 down that way are still closed, but we saw some progress there. A bridge was washed away and the entirely new bridge is already almost up. Now there are still many road closures all throughout this area, and cell service and power are still big issues here. As you can see from this line, the need for food and water is also still great as well. Live in Asheville, Monica Casey, WRAL News.
And happening right now in the WRAL Live Center, the Watauga County Board of Elections says despite Helene, the November elections will go on. They're the first county we're hearing about the election since the storm. They say right now they are in their offices on King Street where you're looking live. They say they've continued their hard work to make sure people can vote come November 5th. And since last Monday, they have been in the office taking calls. They say they have evaluated all of their tabulators and their laptops. They have not been damaged, which is good news. And security of all election facilities and equipment has also been maintained. Next week, they will begin training elections officials. They said, though the hurricane has caused significant disruptions, our election staff are determined that every eligible voter can vote in this cycle.
Michelle, thanks. Anyone from our area hoping to drive to Tennessee is going to have to find another way besides I-40 after Helene badly damaged the interstate. WRAL's Noah Klein is here now with when the road could reopen. Noah.
Renee, it's going to be a while here. A lot of people, they saw this alert over on Google Maps saying the road won't reopen until September of 2025. Now, DOT officials, they haven't said the exact estimated time for when the highway will be fixed. Take a look. New photos from the state show this damage in the aftermath. This is I-40 near the state line. The Tennessee DOT says a mudslide took out the eastbound lanes about 3 miles here into North Carolina. Let's take you back to when the storm hit. This is video of the Pigeon River against the side of I-40 just west of the state line. You can see that water rushing. The road actually ended up crumbling into the river. The view from above gives us an idea here of these mudslides and the amount of damage they were able to do during the storm. U.S. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg says while things are improving, this is going to be a long process.
But you got to understand, in some of these rural communities, mountain communities, these are places where if a bridge gets taken out, the next nearest bridge might be 20, 30 or more minutes away on a good day. As far as the interstate, the miles of closure are down below about 40 miles from 100, so definite improvement there. But parts of I-40, North Carolina's DOT is telling us that at best case scenario, it is months before they are permanently restored.
Buttigieg says the NCDOT plans to file for emergency relief, which is key. It's going to open up some new funding from the federal government. He says even with that, though, there's no way the department has enough money to provide what the state needs right now. He says Congress will need to pass legislation providing more funding.
There is an unlikely source of help coming from former NASCAR driver Greg Biffle. His shop is near Charlotte, but he's also a helicopter pilot. If you take a look at some of this video where he has been in all of this, instead of making laps, making a living making laps around a track, he is flying to save lives in the mountains to our west. Biffle is volunteering alongside Operation Helidrop. He's one of dozens of helicopters flying into remote, hard-to-land areas and dropping off supplies.
I'm getting the same thing. We have a 1-week-old baby. We only have 1 day of gas left for the generator. We'll have no way to heat formula. The milk is going to, go bad.
He's getting that over and over again. Biffle will be back up in the air again today. And on WRAL News at 4, we will detail a dramatic rescue he made when he saw that flash in the distance and found a man signaling for help with a mirror.
Not all heroes wear capes. Whenever there's a need, North Carolinians step up to help their neighbors. Local volunteers spent hours preparing and packing meals to send to communities in Western North Carolina. Rocky Top Catering in Raleigh has partnered with World Central Kitchen to deliver meals to the Boone area. They say more than 2,000 meals were sent yesterday. More were shipped this morning. Another round of meals is planned for tomorrow. As many as 1,000 active duty soldiers from Fort Liberty are ready to deploy to help with the relief effort. During a visit to our state yesterday, President Biden announced the troops will join the North Carolina National Guard in delivering supplies, food, and water to isolated communities.
And happening right now in the WRAL Live Center, the Durham Bulls are also helping our communities out west. They say this weekend during their Fan Fest, they will be collecting donations. They're asking for things like water, toiletries, pet food, and trash bags. This is all going on during their Fan Fest. That's when NC State plays Duke. Tomorrow's start time is 5:30, and then Saturday's times are 5 to 8 p.m. Anything you can give will help our communities out west.
We want to thank you for your generosity during our WRAL Cares Telethon. Over 2,700 people have donated money so far, and we have raised over $700,000 for the relief effort in Western North Carolina. You can still add to that number. Scan the QR code on your screen right here, or you can go to WRAL.com and search Help to donate.